Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Fiona and I love all things arty. And how today's video idea started was the other night I was having a great time doing some loose watercolour florals, but when I finished I wasn't that impressed with it. So then I had the idea to tear it all up and use it in some sort of art journaling, which is something still quite new to me, but I'm quickly becoming obsessed by it. And for anyone who hasn't heard of art journaling before, it's basically this. There's no rules and there's no wrong or right, which just makes it so perfect to try and also just fun, great way to unwind. The whole point of doing art is to just let go and enjoy the process and try not to get caught up in the perfectionism, which I know can be really hard to do. Even with this spread, I only had a very rough idea. Most of it I'm just making it up as I go along. So what I'm doing first is just tearing and pasting all my random papers, but this time my focus was my watercolour painting, which again, I didn't really like the look of it as a whole, but I really love it ripped up and stuck on in all these different little bits and pieces. The glue that I'm using is just PVA glue from Kmart. I think I paid $2 for it. And then I run out of that and then I switch over to some fabric craft glue, which was also just $2 from the bargain shop. And the book that I'm using is a Montmart sketchbook with quite thick paper. It's 180 GSM, I think, so it can hold a fair bit of glue and water. And again, Montmart is just sold online and in bargain shops. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do this kind of stuff. The papers that I'm using is literally ripped envelope and some old book pages and the watercolour that I didn't like the look of. And here I'm just going in with some white gesso, just blurring the edges. Not going over everything completely because I want every layer to just peek through a little bit so the overall effect can have a bit of depth to it. I've also gone and used the blow dryer to dry between layers so it just doesn't start getting too muddy and messy. And then I've had all these leftover random paints from all my paint by numbers that I've done in the past, which I also really love to do. So I've just gone in and found colours that I think that would work and just used my finger, used the brush, blended it in. Wasn't really fussed on the teal at this stage, but as with art journaling, you can just go over anything that you don't like. Using some water from a spray bottle to spray it and get a softened look as well. And I'm also using a little scrubby brush from my kids' playset to do the little spots, and then a little pretend credit card you saw me use to spread the paint out. Now this was a cheap stencil that I got on, I think, Temu, and it just was not working for me. I don't know if I was using the wrong kind of paints or if the stencil just wasn't thick enough. A picture that I had drawn a while ago and gotten it printed on some paper, and again I didn't really like the look of how she turned out, so I'm going to use it in this art journal spread. And I wasn't fussed on the colours that were working out on this page, so I went over it with some more of my original watercolour papers just to bring back in some of those natural colours, cover over that teal a bit. And with art journaling, if you don't like something, you just glue something over the top or paint over the top of it. There's my girl that I painted, and I'm just going around the circle, softening it with white gesso. You definitely don't have to use a piece of art that you've drawn. You can use a magazine cutout, you can use a book paper cutout, or just draw anything you want. I'm trying again to use the stenciling here, and again it's just not working for me. Not really sure what I'm doing wrong here, but yeah, you can't see what what's meant to be showing through. So now at this stage I've just left it on for some colour layering instead. Now going in with some actual watercolours and adding even more water and getting that beautiful drip effect down the page. You can mix your colours up here and just see what effect you come up with. And just going in with some magazine cutouts of random words. These are the first ones that jumped out at me, and I'm just using the kids' glue stick here, not the heavy glue, so that it doesn't buckle. Going around the edging with some oil pastel sticks in the black. You can literally use any kind of medium that you've got lying around. I just happened to find my oil pastels and thought, well, we'll try these, see if they work. Also going in with some chalk pastels, which give a beautiful soft look to any page. And I'm just adding to her hair here. And then of course no page is complete without a little bit of glitter. That's about it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you do give it a go. It's such a fun hobby to try and do, and you can use anything and just have fun with it. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.